In the annals of finance, few names resonate with the mystique and sheer impact of Jesse Livermore. He was a figure of legendary status, a lone wolf of Wall Street whose decisions shaped fortunes and foresaw market cataclysms. From humble beginnings, he ascended to unimaginable heights, making and losing fortunes, only to rise again. His life wasn't just a story of wealth, but a profound masterclass in understanding the market's deepest secrets and, more importantly, mastering oneself. His greatest triumph, predicting the 1929 crash, stands as a beacon of what sharp observation and unyielding discipline can achieve. Jesse Livermore was born into stark poverty in 1877, a farm boy in rural Massachusetts with no inherited privilege or financial connections. His childhood was defined by the relentless toil of farm life, a path his father rigidly expected him to follow. But even as a young boy, Jesse possessed an intellect that yearned for more than the fields could offer. He harbored an innate curiosity and a mind uniquely wired for understanding patterns, a gift that would ultimately liberate him from his prescribed destiny and set him on a collision course with the titans of industry. What set young Jesse apart was his extraordinary mind. He taught himself to read and write by the tender age of 3, a prodigious feat that hinted at his hidden potential. Numbers were his language, his passion. While other children played, Jesse found solace and challenge in arithmetic, seeing beauty and order in the abstract world of figures. This natural aptitude for mathematics was not just a hobby, it was the foundation upon which he would build his understanding of markets, transforming complex data into actionable insights that baffled seasoned professionals. His early brilliance was a clear sign of a destiny far beyond the farm. By age 14, the confinement of farm life became unbearable. Jesse's spirit, already soaring beyond the mundane, rebelled against a future he knew wasn't his. With an unwavering determination, he made a pivotal choice: he ran away. This wasn't merely an act of defiance, it was an act of profound self-belief, a powerful declaration of independence. He headed for Boston, a city teeming with opportunity, carrying little more than his sharp mind and an unyielding will to succeed. This courageous leap into the unknown marked the true beginning of his extraordinary journey, defining his path to financial mastery. In Boston, Jesse found his first connection to the financial world, securing a job as a board boy at a local stockbroker firm. His task was to write stock quotes on a large chalkboard, updating prices as they streamed in from the ticker tape. This seemingly mundane job was, for Livermore, a golden opportunity. He wasn't just writing numbers, he was observing them, meticulously tracking their fluctuations. He noticed patterns, rhythms, and subtle shifts that others ignored. This formative experience at the heart of the market fueled his burgeoning curiosity, laying the groundwork for his future unparalleled insights. His fascination quickly led him to bucket shops, unofficial establishments where people could bet on stock prices without actually buying or selling shares. These were the underground casinos of finance, operating on the fringes of legality. For a small sum, one could speculate on market movements. It was here, in these shadowy rooms, that Jesse began to test his theories. With just a few dollars, he entered a world of pure speculation, where his observational skills would either flourish or fail. This unconventional training ground became his personal laboratory for market psychology. At just 15, Jesse Livermore placed his very first trade in a bucket shop. It was a modest $5 bet on Burlington stock. His intuition, honed by hours of observing the chalkboard, told him the stock would rise. And it did. He walked away with a profit of $3.12, a small sum that ignited an enormous ambition. This initial success wasn't just about the money, it was the validation of his unique ability to predict market behavior. This moment confirmed his path, proving that his systematic approach could indeed unlock the market's secrets, paving the way for monumental future gains. Jesse's success in the bucket shops was immediate and consistent. He developed a reputation as a winning trader, a boy who seemed to possess an uncanny knack for being right. But in a world designed for bettors to lose, consistency was a threat. One by one, bucket shop owners recognized his face, banning him from their premises. They couldn't afford to keep him. This forced him to constantly seek new venues, yet it also solidified his belief in his own methods. Being too good to lose propelled him from the shadows of illegal betting to the grand stage of Wall Street, ready for his ultimate challenge. Leaving the bucket shops behind, Jesse arrived in New York City, determined to conquer the real stock market. The New York Stock Exchange, however, presented a starkly different challenge. Commissions were higher, execution times were slower, and the sheer scale of the market was overwhelming. The rapid-fire, low-cost betting of the bucket shops had not fully prepared him for the complexities of the official exchange. This transition was a brutal test of his adaptability, demanding a complete recalibration of his strategy and patience. Yet, he faced this daunting new environment with the same fearless drive that had brought him this far. Initially, Livermore struggled on the NYSE. His quick turnaround strategies, honed in the bucket shops, proved ineffective against the slower, more methodical pace of the real market. He lost money, experiencing the pain of setbacks for the first time. But Jesse was not one to be defeated. He saw these losses not as failures, but as invaluable lessons. He adapted, observing, learning, and refining his approach. This period of adversity forged his resilience and deepened his understanding of market dynamics, transforming him from a simple bettor into a profound student of the market's true nature. Every loss became a step towards eventual mastery. Through sheer tenacity and brilliant adaptation, Jesse Livermore finally cracked the code of the real market. By the astonishing age of 24, he had accumulated his first $1 million, a staggering fortune in the early 1900s. This achievement wasn't a stroke of luck, it was the culmination of relentless study, disciplined execution, and an unparalleled understanding of market movements. His youthful success sent shockwaves through Wall Street, announcing the arrival of a new, formidable force. It proved that with enough dedication and insight, anyone, regardless of background, could achieve extraordinary financial success. Livermore's career was a dramatic tapestry of monumental gains and devastating losses. He would make millions, only to lose them again, going bankrupt multiple times. Yet, his character shone brightest during these periods of immense struggle. He painstakingly paid back every debt, earning the respect and admiration of his peers. These cycles of boom and bust taught him the impermanence of wealth and the critical importance of capital preservation. Each loss was a crucible, refining his methods and strengthening his resolve, demonstrating that true financial mastery isn't just about making money, but about the resilience to rebuild. From his trials, Livermore forged a unique trading philosophy, a system rooted in trend following, deep market psychology, and unwavering patience. He believed in observing the market's lines of least resistance, allowing price action to confirm his analysis before committing capital. His method wasn't about predicting the exact top or bottom, but about identifying and writing major trends. He understood that markets are driven by human emotions, and by studying these patterns, one could gain an undeniable edge. This comprehensive approach moved beyond mere gambling, elevating speculation to a disciplined art form. A cornerstone of Livermore's enduring wisdom was the absolute primacy of capital preservation. He famously declared that the most important thing was not to lose money. This wasn't about fear, but about strategic foresight. He emphasized a rigorous discipline that transcended emotional impulses, waiting patiently for clear signals and cutting losses swiftly when trades went awry. This methodical approach shielded him from the market's inherent volatility, allowing him to live to trade another day, always preserving the opportunity for future gains. His mantra was a powerful reminder that control and caution are paramount for long-term success. Livermore's growing mastery was showcased dramatically during the Panic of 1907. While others succumbed to fear, he calmly recognized the signs of impending collapse. Leveraging his insights, he aggressively shorted the market, betting on its decline. As the market spiraled downwards, Livermore made a fortune, cementing his reputation as a visionary. His decisive action during this tumultuous period not only earned him immense wealth but also garnered the attention of J.P. Morgan, who personally requested Livermore to stop shorting to prevent further panic. This event underscored his unique ability to profit from market distress, a skill he would perfect over 2 decades later.
The 1920s roared with unprecedented economic prosperity and rampant speculation.
The stock market soared to dizzying heights, fueled by widespread optimism and easy credit. Ordinary citizens, captivated by the promise of quick riches, poured their life savings into stocks, often on margin, believing the good times would never end. It was an era of irrational exuberance, a collective delusion that blinded most to the growing risks. But Jesse Livermore, with his detached perspective and keen analytical eye, observed the frenzy with growing apprehension, seeing the unsustainable cracks forming beneath the dazzling surface. While the world danced, Jesse Livermore meticulously analyzed the underlying economic fundamentals. He noted the increasing debt, the speculative excess, and the detachment of stock prices from corporate earnings. He concluded that the market was dangerously overvalued, a house of cards waiting to tumble. Despite immense pressure and the ridicule of bullish investors, he began to quietly build massive short positions, betting against the market. This wasn't a gamble, it was a calculated conviction, born from years of dedicated study and the courage to stand alone against the prevailing sentiment.
His foresight was extraordinary. In October 1929, Livermore's chilling predictions became a devastating reality.
Black Tuesday arrived, and the stock market imploded, wiping out fortunes and shattering dreams.
While panic gripped the nation, Livermore remained calm, executing his well-planned strategy.
He famously described the experience as a game, detaching himself from the emotional maelstrom. As the market plummeted, his short positions soared in value, earning him over $100 million, an astronomical sum equivalent to billions today. This monumental triumph cemented his legacy as one of the greatest speculators in history, a testament to foresight, discipline, and emotional control.
Livermore's massive profits from the 1929 crash evoked a complex public reaction.
To some, he was a brilliant prophet who saved himself from ruin, a symbol of individual ingenuity amidst collective folly. To others, he was a villain, having profited from the widespread suffering and financial devastation. He bore the brunt of both admiration and animosity, remaining stoic in the face of public opinion. This polarized reception highlights the often uncomfortable truth about speculation. While it can offer immense rewards for those with skill and foresight, it often does so at the expense of those who fail to see the inevitable. His story forces us to confront the ethical dimensions of market success. Despite his legendary triumph in 1929, Livermore's later years were marked by personal struggles and further financial losses.
The markets evolved, and his methods, once revolutionary, became less effective.
He battled depression and personal tragedies, eventually dying by suicide in 1940.
However, his lasting legacy transcends his personal misfortunes.
His seminal work, Reminiscences of a Stock Operator, remains an indispensable guide for traders and investors worldwide, offering timeless wisdom on market psychology, risk management, and the emotional discipline required for success. His life serves as a poignant reminder that even the greatest minds are human, and the market demands constant evolution. Livermore's genius lay in his unparalleled ability to observe, rather than merely react. He could discern patterns and trends in market data that eluded others, seeing the invisible forces at play. His approach was not about following tips or emotional whims, but about a detached, scientific analysis of price and volume. He understood that market movements are a reflection of human psychology, a constant interplay of fear and greed. This mastery of observation, combined with a disciplined mind, allowed him to anticipate future movements, making him a true market wizard.
It's a skill we can all cultivate to better navigate life's complexities. A critical lesson from Livermore is the power of patience.
He preached waiting for confirmation, allowing the market to prove his analysis correct before committing capital. He understood that impulsive actions are often regrettable, and that true opportunities reveal themselves to those who can wait. This unshakable discipline meant he often sat on the sidelines, doing nothing, until the opportune moment arose.
It teaches us that inaction, when strategic, is just as powerful as action.
Cultivating such patience in our own lives, whether in finance or personal goals, can lead to more deliberate and successful outcomes. Livermore consistently emphasized that the greatest enemies of any speculator are not external market forces, but internal emotions, fear and greed. These powerful human impulses can override logic, leading to costly mistakes. He tirelessly worked to develop an emotional detachment, making decisions based on data and logic, not hope or panic. His journey reminds us that self-mastery is the ultimate competitive advantage. By understanding and controlling our emotional responses, we can navigate not just financial markets, but all aspects of life with greater clarity and resilience, unlocking our true potential.
Jesse Livermore's life is a powerful narrative of ambition, resilience, and the relentless pursuit of knowledge. He proved that even a boy from the poorest background, armed with intellect and discipline, could not only survive but thrive in the most cutthroat arena on earth. His story is not just for aspiring traders, it's a testament to the boundless potential within each of us. It inspires us to observe more keenly, to act with greater discipline, and to master our own emotions, pushing beyond perceived limits. May his journey empower you to seek your own path to mastery and unlock the extraordinary within your own potential.